Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. Last time we finished the Grim Penance DLC. The priority assignment, I guess, would be the... I mean, it is a DLC, it's just... that's what it is. So, just going straight down the list, our next one will be Desperate Crusade. The Ecclesiarchy has been transmitting an emergency call throughout the entire subsector. The ship Triumphant was forced to perform an emergency landing on this planet with a sacred relic on board. It was transporting the osseous of Captain Lograr straight from the shrine world Acopius. I don't know. The planet where the ship is landed is under the control of the archenemy, therefore the relic is in danger of desecration. Although a crusade is being mounted to cleanse the entire system from the taint of chaos and purge this world, due to the severity of the local warp surges, it takes too long to gather the troops from various imperial militant branches. The Ordos have requested all Inquisitors in the vicinity to render assistance. Okay. Analysis of orbital pick feeds has detected a heretic tribe in an abandoned imperial facility. The presence of demonic entities has been confirmed. Resources for a full-scale purgation are unavailable, so the Ordo has opted for a surgical strike. We arrived well before the main forces. Only one Astra Militarum regiment is stationed here at the moment. They are asking for orders. Yeah, I'd say wait. Deployment without sufficient numbers would simply alert the enemy. The hold order has been executed, although there is some discontent amongst regimental leaders, especially when a distress call from a group of defenders stranded outside the Triumphant goes unanswered. Fortunately, the main invasion forces arrive before any punitive action would become necessary. A staging ground has been established and the first spearhead forces are under deployment. Unfortunately, time is not on our side. Chaos forces have breached the outer defenses of the Triumphant, and they are now inside the superstructure. We'll have to somehow get in and help, or all will be lost. Yeah, it's kind of expected. Despite the best efforts of the security forces on the ship, the servants of the archenemy are now inside the Triumphant. They must be driven back and the ship must be sealed in order to control the situation. Ooh, word bearers.
A 100,000 worlds, 100,000 walls. There is no respite. There is nowhere to hide. Across the galaxy there is only war.
So, last episode I was talking about the announcement from Games Workshop about their effectively Warhammer Plus thing. There was one other thing I didn't have time to go on a tirade about because that streaming service bit consumed the entire episode. Was they also Games Workshop also announced for Age of Sigmar the guy's like a werewolf lord effectively for, I believe, vampire counts, because they're starting to lean more into just general gothic themes and monsters for them instead of just vampires and skelly boys. But what happened in this, I found this annoying, is, so there's the lord. You know, that's fine. A named characters, whatever. That happens all the time. No big deal. Guys like 35, I think it's pounds? I don't know, I didn't see the dollar conversion. And I can't tell you the conversion from pounds to dollars at all. It fluctuates. But so, let's just say 35 pounds. Let's just do a straight 1-to-1 conversion. Let's say $35. Okay, you know, that's fine. It's a unique character. You know, you gotta make your money because people are realistically only gonna buy him once. So it's like, oh, that's fine. Then he has, like, his quote-unquote court. And of course, when I saw it, I thought, oh, so he's going to have optional deployment rules. Whether you want to have him with effectively a retinue, or whether you want him, you know, solo dolo. That's not how it works. His rules are, you need him to field the court, and you need the court to field him. The kicker is the court is like 125 pounds, so still going with this rough conversion, $125. I'm like, wait, once again, part of me gets it. Only gonna buy it once, realistically. But at the same time, requiring both to actually be fieldable, and then you sit here and you're like, oh yeah, this is gonna cost you a total of, what, $160? That's rough. You can make the argument, well, that's like, I think it's Riptide battle suits for Tau are stupidly expensive, but that's not really a good justification considering Riptides shouldn't be that expensive. I think it's Riptides. I just remember you need like 3 of them to properly utilize them, and it's stupidly expensive. But either way, to do this for especially a new release, they already had issues where they did some, I can't remember if it was actually the werewolf guy or somebody else. They're like, oh, it's a limited release, and it sold out in about 2 minutes. But either way, one, you really shouldn't be doing this whole, oh, we're gonna limited release stuff like this. If it's an alternate version, sure. Alternate model, I don't see a problem with doing a limited edition run. But when it's a new character, a new unit, that would be like saying, hey, we're making a... I don't even know, because everybody has existing models. We're doing a new Eldar Guardian squad. You know, their models haven't been touched since I think like 5th edition, if not later, or like further back than that. Their models are old. Being like, hey, we're gonna release these, and then saying, oh, they're limited run. Be like, no, these guys needed this. Instead of saying, hey, here's the new Guardian squad, and here's an alternate model setup, you know, like a, let's say, Craft World Oathway. You know, they're gonna get a special version. It's no different, you can play without it, this is just a limited run thing. That would be fine. Or, here's a primer. Let's say, I don't even know who I would pick. Horus Heresy, let's say Ferrus Manus. Okay, here's a standard version of Ferrus, and then here's our super fancy edition. That's fine, but just straight up being like, nah, here's the one model of, you know, in this case, Ferrus Manus, it's limited run, shut up and be happy. It's like, no, don't do this. This just makes you look worse, and it reinforces the belief people have that Games Workshop just continually is run by bumbling idiots. You should probably do something to dispel that belief instead of reinforce it. And if we really look at it, it's not like Games Workshop is some down bad, broke as hell, you know, company. They're actually doing quite well right now. So it's not like, oh, they need to do something to raise some funds. No, they're good. This is just kind of a dick move. But that's just my take on it. feel like there are better ways things could be handled. I just get kind of irked when they do these limited run models when there are existing factions that haven't had any new stuff or very little new stuff in years. I'm just thinking, you know, maybe support what you have first, or as kind of... The other thing would be, what I would do is say, hey, you know, let's say Dark Eldar. We're releasing a bunch of new Dark Eldar minis. And as a bonus kind of thing, we are also releasing a limited edition Archon or Homunculus model you can get. This way, it ties in, it supports an under-supported faction, and it's still pulling the limited edition shtick, but it's a little more fair than just what it is. And even then, it doesn't really fit, because the werewolf guy, like, he's brand new. This would be like introducing a new faction. It would be like if they introduced, as I've said before, Skaven into 40K, and then they're like, oh hey, here's the first, you know, named lord. He's limited edition. God, I get it. Everybody's got to chase the almighty dollar. But man, there are better ways of doing this stuff.
Loading.
Because, like, my concern too is how is this werewolf dude gonna play? Because there's one of two possibilities here. He's either absolute trash, and in which case people are going to feel like they got hustled because they spent, you know, $100 and some bucks on a character who's garbage, or he's going to be stupidly strong, and as a result people are going to be super butt frustrated, and you're likely going to see people recast it. You know, you're going to see the Chinese bootleg models that do come out fairly often, typically just recasting existing minis, and I can't blame them. You know, if it was a horrendously OP character, you'd almost have to do it just for the sake of balance, or they're going to do what typically happens in a lot of video games is it's an OP character, they're going to allow it to exist for a time, and then they're going to release a new rule set that just nerfs it. You see that in... I actually see that a lot in, like, Call of Duty.
Today is a good day.
Where a weapon will be broken, they'll sell a bunch of skins and then nerf it right after. The deck has been cleared. With airlocks sealed and internal defense systems back online, the ship is secure, at least for the time being. The Chaos Hordes are still outside the ship, but the advancing divisions of the Crusade are starting to draw away large enemy forces. This will hopefully give us enough time to organize the evacuation of the relic. Neat. So, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.